A Charlottetown intermediate school has just wrapped up a week where it celebrates diversity. It's all part of a program that has been running at Queen Charlotte called Coyote Connections. KJ Diversity Week has wrapped up, and from talking to the students, I understand that there's going to be a welcome sign that you had on the slide, part of the slide presentation that's going to be located behind you here. Give me the genesis of how this came together.
So the last couple of years, Dave, been working on home and school with all our partners, different schools, and within our comprehensive health school and our school goals plan to create an atmosphere of welcome. So we have that with 64 countries represented by students and staff. We have 34 languages. So after a couple of years with partners and people we're working with, we finally will have a welcome sign next week that goes along with all of our flags in our cafeteria that we have presented for our students.
34 languages spoken at this school. What does that tell you?
Well, diversity is everywhere and inclusion is everywhere. And what we want to do here at Queen Charlotte is welcome that every day. So when you walk in here and you look up here and say, hey, they're welcoming me in my language, and that becomes our language of learning. So for us as a staff and students here, we want to welcome everybody. With 640 students, we want to make sure that everybody's represented, and that helps us make sure we're one together.
And tell me about Diversity Week celebrations. Give me sort of an overall scope of what it's been.
Well, we had a couple presenters come in, one speaking about gender identity and expression, and another couple former students actually who were really great, who spoke about racism and how they saw it and experienced it themselves actually going through the school system. And we really were just given some new perspectives, and it was really nice to see. I also toured a few grade sixes a couple weeks ago, and they were recognizing the flag of the country that they came from, and it was really nice to see that people were connecting with our display.
Jerome?
Yeah. We also have some students around the school that would do our morning announcements, and they would come on and speak in a different language. It would basically just go over the announcements again, but just in the language that they speak. It's really cool to hear.
Wow. How important to you both is it to recognize diversity in the school?
I think it's so great because we just need to recognize, like, we all have diversity, whether it's groups of interest or maybe it's ethnicities, and there's so much of it, and especially within a school system where everybody's here from all those different groups, and it's just so important to recognize it and it's celebrated. It really makes up our school.
Reporting for the SaltWire Network in Charlottetown, PEI, I'm Dave Stewart.